So I want to talk about weight today. I do not have my mic on. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay. I am so tired. I just got in, just running some errands today. I had to send something out. Poshmark order. Let me see if I can find my mic. Oh. Bingo. I found it. 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 Let me tell you something. Let me tell you about arthritis here. I'm gonna talk about my hands are still hurting, particularly this finger. It's not the bird because I can still get the bird really, really good. I had to whip that out a couple of times this past week on the fly. Sometimes you just gotta practice to make sure it still works. Oh yeah, see, you know what I'm saying? That bird. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, so that's a arthritis didn't affect that, which is good. Because sometimes you need to let it fly. For some folks, they don't understand. The gentle, my genteel, soft language. Sometimes I have to speak their language in order to get the message across. mm Mm. Okay. Anyway, okay. So let's address the elephant in the room. One brow is darker than the other, right? You see it. You see it. And I was, uh, dilly dallying with some brow situation. I don't like my brows. I don't like a lot, but my brows is one of the things that bothers me a lot. And I can never get them to do what I need them to do. And then my face is all bumpy and okay. But anyway, let's talk about sex. Hey, hey, hey. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about no, not sex. Let's talk about wait, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the weight that I can't seem to get rid of. I weighed myself earlier this week, and I should be ashamed and to say what my weight is, but I'm not. I'm not. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not ashamed to tell you what the number is, and I'm going to tell you what that number is. I'm taking some of my tea. This is some hibiscus, clove, bay leaf, and peppermint tea. I make tea like twice a month, like a big pot of tea. Um, and I use a lot of herbs. I've had pneumonia twice, and after the panorama, that was my second time having pneumonia. And so I mean, of course, I recovered from that situation, but my lungs, my respiratory system has been affected, and so I am always cautious and concerned about herbs and make sure I can breathe properly and fully inflate my lungs and hold my breath and let it out. Am I stalling from actually telling you what my weight is? Maybe. Okay, yeah. So, yes, I have been stalling. So I'm going to stop stalling. My weight is 292. Point, no, it's 291. 291.1. Earlier this week, I took my weight and it was 291.7. But I didn't remember. I just all I remember was 290 something. And I was like, now, uh, over the course of, that was like 3 days ago, I lost a half a pound. I lost a half a pound. And that's not nothing just to shake a stick at. Mind you, I haven't been um strict on my nutrition. I've been walking back and forth to work and everywhere else. But my diet has been in the toilet. And so even with that, I was able to lose a half a pound in a couple of days, which is really good. Okay, so we are going to go over 10 questions that can address why we are stuck. 10 questions about weight. Okay, so the first one is, what do you think is the biggest reason people struggle to lose weight? What do you think is the biggest reason people struggle to do? I'm going to tell you what what I think my biggest reason why I struggle to lose weight, and um, it's a lot to do with me getting a handle on my nutrition and consistency. Consistency has always been a nemesis for me. Like I do something every single day, but I can go to work every day, and I don't seem to have a problem with that. But I don't know when it's like to exercise every day or to maintain a fasting schedule, a fasting regimen. It seems to be difficult to do that. Now I could do it one day, but to set it up like for a 15-day streak, mm, it seems to be difficult. But I'm getting better. I'm getting better. So my nutrition is a problem because as soon as I say that I'm not going to eat something, I can't think about anything else but that. As soon as I say, okay, no more chips, no more fries, no more whatever, and that's all that's on my mind. It's like, ooh, fries, hot fries, fresh fries, a little bit of salt, steak fries, McDonald's fries, Popeye's fries, fries from the supermarket. Where's my wallet? No, I'm only joking. Because I want some fries right now. Okay. So the second question we're going to talk about. Now, please feel free to put in the chat your answers to these questions. Oh, Susie, thank you, honey. You know how black you were going, boy? Who is that? Are you going to be a boy? Do I give off mail? Do I give off mail? I'm not. I identify as she, her. For anyone who is asking, whatever. So the third question. So did I do the second question? Oh no, I didn't. What's the one piece of weight loss advice you wish you had ignored? What is one piece of weight loss advice that I wish I had ignored? I don't know if it's advice, but for a long time, people in my family, um, we tend to all be heavy, overweight. But for some reason, for a long time, people were like, oh, don't worry about it. You're just big bone. No, we're not big bone. We big fat. We big a whole lot of stuff. We big fluffy. We are not big bone. Our bones are actually normal size bones. Uh, you know. Uh, um. Oh, here's what. No dog don't. You shouldn't lose weight because no dog don't want no skeleton. Why am I concerned with what the dog want? I need to lose weight for me. Now I know that the analogy or the reference is, you should try to stay your weight because of your shape and the voluptuousness and the dog references to a man. I get that. Um, but I'm trying to lose weight for me, not for any man. When I was married, when I was married and I would start a weight loss regimen, um, my husband, ex-husband now, thank God, um, would bring home donuts or honey buns or anything. He knew whatever my trigger was at the time, it would be in abundance, you know, because he knew if I was on it, I wouldn't buy it. Because I knew if I bought it, I'd eat it. And so I would buy it, so he would buy it. Oh, I don't want you to lose, you know. I need for you to keep this, and I need for you to keep. Shut up, Nick. Anyway, so the one piece of advice, weight loss advice, or any weight related advice, was that I should maintain my weight for my partner, or um, you know, no dog don't no, no dog don't want to meat without bone on it, a bone without meat on it, some nonsense like that, which is crazy. Okay, the third question: have you ever lost weight only to gain it back, and what happened? Listen, that's the story of my life. Story of my life. At one point, I was 213 pounds and was crying. I was severe tears. I couldn't believe I was walking around 213 pounds. And here I am now wishing, praying, hoping, looking for 213 to come back to see me. Ah, yeah. So have I lost weight only to gain it back? Absolutely. What happened? Life, stress, um, dramatic changes in look at that. That's my big charge. Mm. Anyway, so I'm sorry. I have to plug up my laptop. I have my questions on my laptop, and so I have a low battery notice, and I'm trying to get it so that it's not, so that it doesn't cut off on me. So if I seem as if I am distracted, I apologize. I apologize. I apologize. All right, we are back in business. Everything is charging, but not everything, you know. I get a notification that we are charging. Get off my. Thank you. So yes, I have lost weight and gained it back and lost it again and gained it back and lost it again and gained it back and lost it again and gained it back, gained it back and gained it back. I mean, it's yo-yo. I'm listen, yo-yo diet, yo-yo. Not even that. It's not even dieting. Uh, but back and forth and back and forth, just up and down. It's true. And what happens is, I think, when I get to a weight that I'm like, oh, okay, okay, you know what I'm saying? That I'm really liking, that I get comfortable. I feel like, okay, I can do anything. I don't have to adhere to whatever got me there in the first place. And of course, you would think that's dumb. Of course, in order to stay there, you got to continue to do what it took to get you there. But common sense is not common, and when you feel in yourself, that's what happens. And then you gain back 5 pounds, but that's only 5. And then it's 7. It's like on Monday, I'm gonna get back to it. And then Monday comes, and you're running around like a chicken with your head cut off, and you didn't meal prep, and you're trying to run out the door, and everything is hectic, and you didn't have breakfast, and you're hungry, and then somebody bought something in, and you got your coffee, and you don't go on your lunch walk, and then you just fall right off the cliff, and it's like all of a sudden you're back at the weight that you started, and then some, just for extra measure, just for extra measure. You gained your weight back plus 20 more. Yay! So that's what happened with that. Okay, so question number 4. Do you think weight loss is more mental than physical? Yes and no. Uh, yes, because obviously it's physical. You know, the weight is physical, and therefore, you know, it is obviously physical. But to devise a plan, devise a process, um, um, make the decision to adhere to that process and execute, all of that is mental. So, of course, it is physical and also mental because you have to mentally come up with the decision, the process, execution to get to the fruition, which is physical. Mm, 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 mm. Number 5. If you could change one habit today, what would make the biggest difference? And the options that are suggested is walking, drinking water, soda, late night eating. Of the four of those choices, I would have to say um, late night eating would be the worst for me. I don't really drink soda often. I can tell you, I have maybe two or three, two, not even three, two cans of soda a month. I'm not gonna buy it because if I buy it, I'm gonna drink it, and um, there is really no benefit to having soda. There's no nutritional value. There is no nutrient. There is no mineral. There is no vitamins. There's nothing in drinking the soda other than sugar and the fizz. And if I'm really looking for sugar, if I'm really looking for a sugary drink, I can make tea. You know, and then if I'm gonna make the tea, at least I can get some benefit from it, even though this I did put honey in it or sugar. At least I can say, oh, it's peppermint and clove, or I've gone as far as to put garlic. Garlic and anise and what have you, and turmeric, and I make a big pot of it. And my daughter looks at me, side eye, but then she drinks it. So if I'm gonna make something that has a little that satisfies that sweetness, that satisfies, it's a tea. I'm gonna make a tea. I'm gonna make a tea. Tea. I'm not going to drink soda. And I drink water. Love to drink water. I used to buy, okay, I buy water. And I used to buy cases of water. But I stopped buying cases of water because my daughter would drink half a bottle and then it would go in the garbage. Hmm? Mm-mm. And we did have a water filter. I don't know what happened to it. Something happened to it. So I probably need to replace it. But I buy water. Now I just buy them by the gallon. I just buy a couple of gallons a week and you pour your own water. Excuse me. A little Jesse. Okay. And walking, I walk to work. I mean, I don't walk to work. I'm gonna be walking to work next week, but I walk home from work. Um, I don't have a curfew, and it's not too far. Even though it has taken me an hour, I do have arthritis in my knee, and so I sit down on the benches on the way. There's a lot of noise going on in the hallway outside my door, but I have no control over that. So what's the next? What is the next question? What's harder for you? Starting a weight loss journey or staying consistent? Well, we all know for me, it's consistency. But what about you? Are you able to stay consistent? Um, I have, but I have kettlebells. I do like a kettlebell workout. I used to be a gym rat, many moons ago. I mean, we're talking way back in the day. But I like kettlebells as opposed to dumbbells. I don't like dumbbells. I like kettlebells. I mean, I like dumbbells when it comes to men because seeing the ones that I picked out. But anyway, we're not talking about that. I like kettlebells. Um, but I have not really put them to use like I thought that I would. I have a 10, 20, I have a 10, 15, and 20 pound. And I think I need to find a nice kettlebell workout, like 15 minutes, and do it every day. I have to commit to that. I think that's what I'm gonna commit to that this week. Just do a 15-minute kettlebell workout, some swings, and get it done. 100 swings a day, get it done. Something like that. So I'm gonna come back next week and tell you if I actually did the kettlebell workout every day. And I'm gonna start today. I'm not gonna wait till tomorrow. I'm gonna start today. So that means next Saturday, today's Saturday. So next Saturday I should have 7 kettlebell workouts under my belt. So you heard it here first. Y'all are my witness because consistency is a big problem for me. Okay, so question number 7. Do you believe you have to give up foods you love to lose weight? No. I think you have to um, um, change the amount and then moderation. So can you have French fries while you lose weight? Yes. If you can adhere to having, 2 French fries, two, like 1, 2, you can have those too. And just like for the week, for the month, whatever. But who's doing that, right? Or if you want to have, can you have M&Ms? Yes, you can have 2 M&Ms this week. That's it. But you can have it, and you can still lose weight. You can have the 2 M&Ms, and then you're like, oh, I had M&Ms and I lost weight. Can you have ice cream? Absolutely. You can get a nice tablespoon of ice cream and have the tablespoon of ice cream, and that's it. So do you have to give up the food? No. I think you have to change how you eat, uh, the volume of food you eat, the quality of the food that you eat. So you could probably even have ice cream if you made it differently. Instead of buying ice cream from the supermarket, you can get bananas and freeze it, and banana strawberry, and put it in a blender, and food process or whatever, and blend that up and make it nice and creamy. And that could be a type of ice cream. I used to get yogurt when I used to like yogurt. Oh, sorry about that. When I used to like yogurt, why did that fall? Hmm. This is when you let people touch your shirt. Okay, we're not gonna talk about that. When I used to like yogurt, I used to freeze it, and I would let it get really, really, really cold, like it almost freeze, and then I would have that, and that would satisfy that desire, that taste for ice cream. Okay, so question number 8: how much stress, sleep, and emotions affect your eating? Listen, mm, lack of lack of sleep, heightened stress, and emotional situations all affect my eating severely, drastically, one way or the other. Um, I mean, there's sometimes that if I'm in a funk, I don't want to eat. Obviously, that's not that often because I'm a big girl. So, but there are times when I'm like, okay, I don't want to eat anything. Um, when I'm stressed, yeah, I could do a bag of chips, a bag of cookies. Okay, I should say a bag of chips and a bag of cookies. Yeah, which is the problem. Yeah. So, stress is. Stress, lack of sleep, and emotion definitely affect my eating. Okay, what does success actually look like to you? For moi, weight loss, my goal weight. And yeah, I'm gonna say it. And I've been told that I'm not being realistic. And I say, oh, I'm being what is the word that I was told? Um I forget what did they tell me? I'm being delusional. That was it. I'm being that my weight goal is not realistic and actually delusional, a smidgen of delusion. And I say to them, yeah, you know, you have your goal, you have your desire, you have your dreams. I have mine. Don't shit on my parade. I don't like it. I don't like it. Don't shit on my parade. I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah. So anyway, um, my success for me is to would be me being able to feel comfortable in a bikini. Wait, the number, I'm looking at the number. I'm thinking 145 would do it for me. 145, 147, and not just weight loss, but body sculpted, like severely muscular and sculpted, and just back sexy, waist tight, but legs cut. Yes, abs on deck. So that's what success would look like to me. Uh, oh, I didn't know. It says, is there a number on the scale? Better health, more energy, smaller clothes, confidence. Those are the options for that question. For me, naked. Happy, naked. If I'm happy with how I look naked, or I'm not, well, I'm not embarrassed naked anyway. That's a whole nother conversation how I came to that conclusion. But um, I want to be comfortable going to a new beach. So that's one of my um, bucket. It's on my bucket list as well to to frequent a new beach. So I don't want to just go once. I want to something I would like to do yearly. Just go to a new beach and be comfortable doing so. Um, which I probably could do now, but just feel like my body is nice. And I'm not embarrassed. Myself the new beach. Ah, if I knew I couldn't fail, what health goal would I set for myself? If I knew I couldn't fail, what health goal would I set for myself? I would, if I knew I couldn't fail, um, I would, I would enter a competition. Uh, you know, whether it's a body type of competition, whether it's bodybuilding, muscular, or bikini show, something of that nature. I would compete. Okay, and there's a bonus question. What's one decision your future self is begging you to make today? Lose some fucking weight. My future self is saying, get some weight off your knee, please. Get some weight off of your heart. What the fuck are you waiting for? And I just pick up my hamburger and say, give me a minute. I'll be right there. Yeah. But everybody has their own goals and dreams and aspirations, and we get there when we get there. I'm not here to make anybody feel bad about where they are, how they're gonna get there, and when they get there. You get there when you get there. I am planning to make a um, to reach a milestone by my birthday. Now, my birthday is in January, and today is July 11th. So, how many days until my birthday? So, we're going to say how many days until my birthday? That is 199 days. 199 days until my birthday. And so I plan to reach a milestone by that date. I'm not comfortable saying that what the milestone is, but stay tuned. Come back in January. You know, check back with me often, see if I'm making any progress. And yeah, 199 days until my birthday. And at least when I know I'm not gonna be to my goal because my goal is gonna take several years. And the goal, like I said, the goal is to be cut and back sexy, waist tight, butt firm, legs, you know what I'm saying? Like just ridiculous. And so that's not a 6 month um journey. That's something that takes some time. And I'm familiar. I realize that, but I definitely want to hit a milestone by my birthday. Yeah, so we had 31 minutes. We covered some weight, and yeah, I think this was a good little chit chat, little talky talk, a little sit down, and how you type of situation. So I am going to pick up my kettlebell. I have one here. You want to see the kettlebell? Oh, so this is the 10 pound. I'm going to start with that one today and do a quick 15-minute workout. Like I said, I have the 10 pound, and then I have the 15 pound, and then I have the 20 pound. And you know, ain't nothing to it but to do it. That's what they say.